Okay, the title of these videos forthcoming will be Hypnosis and the Mass Media. So to get to the mass media, we're going to start here in this high school. Obviously, these students are just about ready to graduate, and they have agreed to be hypnotized in front of the audience, which I assume would be other high school students and maybe members of community. So we are watching a hypnosis at work. This is not students agreeing to play act along. This is a hypnosis at work with a hypnotist. So we're going to join that, and we're going to see, first of all, he has what's called a hypnotic induction. And that's where we're going to join this. He starts the hypnotic induction.
I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I'm going to talk to your audience just a little bit more. Right? Go ahead and let those eyelids get heavy. Take a moment for yourself to get calm, comfortable, relaxed, and at ease. Now, you guys out there in the audience, I know there were a lot of other hands when I was asking for volunteers. There's a lot of you that still want to experience hypnosis. Well, I'll tell you what, almost every single show I do, somebody goes under in the audience. Typically, I average about 7 people going under in the audience per show. So, if you want to try this right where you're sitting, feel free. Follow along. If I see you go under out here in the audience, I will not force you into the show, but I'll give you the option to join as long as space is available. So if you want to try it right where you're at, feel free. If you are going to give it a try in the audience, all you have to do is get comfortable wherever you're at, close your eyes, and take a moment for yourself. Is somebody in the audience that is trying this next to you?
Okay, first of all, what he's doing is trying to get their agreement and their cooperation. And it's almost like as if when you sit down to watch television, you're agreeing. You'd like to watch television because it puts you in kind of a fantasy world or a movie. So, in a sense, you already agree when you turn on the television set.
I'm just going to ask you, don't poke them or prod them or mess with them. Just let them relax, let them get comfortable, let them be calm and at ease. That's all I'm going to ask of you guys. Oh, and one last thing. This next part is going to simply take me 5 minutes. All I'm going to ask, guys, is that we keep things as quiet as we can for 5 minutes. Alright, that's all it is. We're just keeping these as we for 5 minutes. Once people are up and doing stuff, you can get as loud as you want. Just give me 5 minutes so that everybody can relax. Do a wonderful job. You're calm, you're comfortable, you're relaxed, you're at ease. Even though all you've done so far is close your eyes, that's all you have to do. Because right now, what you're doing, you give yourself an opportunity, a moment to yourself to think, to reflect, to ponder. Because honestly, right now, with your eyes closed, I know your mind is racing. What am I doing up here? What is this going to feel like? What am I going to do? What am I going to say? What are the people around me going to do and say? Your mind is racing through all the different possibilities you're imagining. All the different things you can create with your mind right now. But at the same time, you're taking this over yourself to give you a chance to reflect.
Okay, now notice the target of hypnosis is the mind. And the mind is hard to understand. It's a little bit of a mystery. But the hypnotist wants to get into the mind. Now, the hypnotist has power, and the power is not psychological per se. It is demonic. The hypnotist has demonic help. So he actually has entered into the minds of those who have agreed to be hypnotized. So in a way, it's like a remote control device on a remote control car. They're agreeing to allow him to take control over their thought life. Now, once again, it's more than just words. It's a power. It's a demonic power. And this demonic power settles upon these students so that he, with the remote control, in a spiritual sense, will then begin to manipulate their thinking and their actions.
On your day, you graduated from high school, you're moving on in life. It's been an incredible day. Hanging out with your friends, your family members, your classmates. But you're also realizing, hey, it's almost 2:30 in the morning. It's been a long day. A fun day, but an exhausting day. It's been an exhausting day, it's been an exhausting week, an exhausting last month, last year, last 4 years, preparing for the...
So now he's creating the scenario. He's telling them what they're experiencing. So basically now they're under this power because it's going right through their mind into their bodies. And he's recreating something for them to do or to think about. Now once again, these powers are invisible. He is assisted by demons. He has demons, okay? It's not just purely psychological. There's more to it. He's got some demonic power, and he's throwing this power right at these students.
This moment, for all the decisions we have to make, whether we're going to college, whether we're going to a job, whether we have no idea yet. It's been an awesome time, an awesome experience, but you're realizing now that your eyes are closed just how truly stressful everything is. And you're realizing now that your eyes are closed that this is your opportunity. This is your moment to let all of your worries, to let all of your concerns, to let all of the things that have been weighing upon you, to let all of the things that have been stressing you out, to let them melt away, to feel calm, to feel relaxed, to feel at ease.
Okay, now when you watch the news, the newscaster is doing this to you and to me and to anyone. Now I know your defenses will rise immediately and say, oh no, not me. Oh no, it couldn't be. Well, I'm telling you, yes, it is true. The newscaster put you, through the usage of television or the mass media, in a hypnotic state so that you are receptive to whatever nonsense that hypnotist places in your mind.
And that's what I'm happy to do this morning. I'm happy to feel that wonderful, incredible sense of relaxation. So the first thing I want you to do right now, while keeping your eyelids closed, I want you to look up into the inside of your eyelids as high as you possibly can. As you do this, you're going to begin to feel a burning, a straining sensation within your eyes. Once you feel that, I want you to look up even higher into the inside of your eyelids. Again, feeling that burning, that straining sensation increasing even more. Once you feel that, let your eyes roll back to a calm, comfortable position. Allow your head to roll forward, your chin towards your chest, and just let everything go. Calm, comfortable, relaxed, and at ease. Doing a wonderful, wonderful job.
Okay, once again, these students are not paid to cooperate with him and do what he says like it's some type of a rigged event. No, these students are actually under a power, and that power is now at work, and they are going to live out whatever he says. Now that's you, and that's me, and that's anyone sitting in front of a television set, or sitting in front of a computer, or sitting in front of your cell phone, depending upon what you're watching and what source it is. You might be coming under the power of the hypnotist or the sorcerer, okay? This is demonically empowered. You have to sort of check out the idea it's just totally psychological. It's not. There's a release of an invisible power of demons that goes right into these students. And these students will be manipulated by what the hypnotist says.
Next thing I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath for me and hold it. And release. Go and take a deep breath in for me and hold it.
Okay, what he's doing now is getting them down lower and lower and lower into the alpha state, whereby the brain is now in more of a, like a deep sleep, when you're in a deep sleep in the night. So they're like in a sleep state. Therefore, all their defenses have been broken down. They can't resist what the hypnotist says.
And release. Wonderful job. As you sit in those chairs, with every breath that you exhale, just allow all the tension, all the stress within your body to really flow away. And with every breath that you inhale, allow your body to fill with a sense of relaxation, a sense of calm, a sense of ease. As you're more comfortable, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more at ease, doing a wonderful, wonderful job. Again, you're going to do a wonderful job though this morning, not because of anything that I say or rather anything that I do, but because of your extremely powerful minds. See, I don't know if you guys realize this, but every one of you have an extremely powerful mind. A powerful mind that can do many, many different things, that has many different abilities, and many different ways in which you can learn. One of the ways in which your mind has the ability to learn is through hearing. Right now, as you listen to the sound of my voice, you're simply learning to relax deeper and deeper. The second powerful way in which you have the ability to learn is through seeing. Right now, with your eyes closed, if I asked you to, you could think about or imagine a leaf from a tree, perfectly formed, perhaps a single drop of water on it.
Okay, right now he's sort of taking the control panel, and he's actually now beginning to take that control over their minds. And then if he's got control of their minds, their body will animate whatever he tells them.
So a light rain shower come by. And the third way which you have the ability to learn is through feeling. Right now you're getting more and more aware of the feeling of the shoes on your feet or your feet on the floor, the pants on your legs, the shirt on your upper body. And even though you probably weren't aware of it before, you're becoming more aware of the temperature of this room, the texture of the chair sit in, and the texture beneath your fingertips. And all of a sudden you realize that you have a powerful mind that can and will work for you this morning. So what I want you right now is I want you to use your powerful mind. I want you right now to begin to concentrate, begin to focus on relaxing the bottom of your feet. I want you to relax the bottom of the feet all the way to the point of being possible to relax them even further. Almost like a calm, warm, tingling, relaxing sensation. As you feel your feet getting heavier, sinking deeper, further and further into the floor. Feeling your feet getting so heavy, so...
Okay, that's the deep, deep state of sleep, or the alpha state of the brain. The deeper the state, the more easily they can be controlled, and the more the mind or the mind just takes things in that the hypnotist says. So it's the same thing in watching television or watching movies. This produces this type of thing in all of us, no exceptions. Now, if you doubt me, I would ask you, excuse me, to the next time you're watching a movie with a friend, instead of watching the movie on your television set, watch the friend, and you'll see this deep state of mind that happens to all of us when we watch anything.
Relax, so at ease, you can barely imagine looking. Not that you want to, they're so calm, so comfortable, so at ease. As your feet are getting heavier though, you're noticing, you're realizing how every inch of your body is weighing you down more and more. Everything is drooping, dragging, relaxing, and at ease. You're sinking deeper into those chairs, getting heavier and heavier all the way down. The muscles in your neck are relaxing further as your head gets heavier and heavier. Don't fight it. Enjoy that relaxation. Embrace it. And allow yourself to sink even deeper all the way down. Drooping, dragging, relaxing, and at ease. Once the bottom feet are completely relaxed, that relaxation goes up to the top of the feet. Again, it feels so wonderful, so incredible as I continue to sink deeper, further, and further into the floor. Again, your feet are getting so heavy, so relaxed, so at ease, you can barely imagine lifting them. Now that you want to, they're so calm, so comfortable, so at ease. Again, every inch of your body is weighing deeper and especially those ankles, that right ankle, that left ankle, deeper and deeper, all the way down, drooping, dragging, relaxing, and at ease. As the relationship begins to flow up through your shins, up through your calves, up into the upper legs. Relaxing the small and the large muscles of your upper legs. These legs are here you day after day, week after week. They deserve the opportunity to relax. Just allow them to relax. All the way down. Drooping, dragging, relaxing, and at ease. And at your own pace, I want you to direct that progressive relaxation up in your stomach and abdomen. Again, feel so pleasant, so calming, so comfortable as you continue to sink deeper and deeper into that chair. Feeling your body being so happy, so relaxed, so at ease. It feels like you're just like melt through your chair and sink into the floor, drooping, dragging all the way down. Again, don't fight it. Enjoy that relaxation, embrace it, and allow yourself to sink even deeper all the way down. As that relaxation flows to the stomach, up the chest, allow you to take deeper and deeper breaths. In fact, with every breath that you take in, your mind will actually circulate throughout your blood system. As a proven fact, the more oxygen circulating throughout your blood system actually increases your relaxation. So with every breath you take, I want you to double the amount of relaxation you're feeling throughout your body right now. As again, you're sinking deeper and deeper all the way down. Come on, comfortable and at ease. As our relaxation flows to the chest, up to the shoulders, relaxing all the muscles in the shoulder. All the muscles in and around the base of your neck are completely relaxed, wonderfully at ease. As that relaxation begins to flow down your spine, flowing down between the shoulder blades, flowing down to the middle part of your back, all the way down into the small of your back. Again, removing any tension, stress, worries, or concerns are continuing to flow away as you're sinking deeper and deeper all the way down.
So notice now he's got him in a really, really relaxed state. Now I want to ask you a question. When you watch a movie that you really like, do you not get very relaxed? Let me ask you another question. Have you fallen asleep when you watch a movie if you're tired? Of course. Because this is the same idea now, what you're seeing these students go through. But this is you right here, okay? This is me. This is anyone that's going in front of television set or movie screen. Now, I'm not against watching television or against movies. I love movies myself. But I'm only trying to describe what happens to us. And once you understand what happens to us, you can maybe understand why everyone around you is convinced they're going to die from a hoax virus because they're all in a hypnotic state.
So wonderful, so perfect. At the same time, that relaxation flows the shoulders, your biceps, your forearms, your hands, and you might even feel a slight tingling sensation in your fingertips as that relaxation circulates throughout your entire body. But again, don't let it disturb you, that drowsy, heavy feeling flowing throughout. Just enjoy it, embrace it, allow yourself to get deeper, deeper. As something that wave of relaxation.
And notice he keeps saying, don't fight it, enjoy it, embrace it. It's not the of the relaxed feeling. It's the demonic forces that are at work. Okay, the demonic forces begin to enter them and begin to work on them. And yes, there are demonic forces at work when you watch fake, false news. The hoax lie system is empowered by demonic forces.
Relaxation passes up over the back of your neck, trying to make the hair stand on end. As it goes to the back line, up over the top of that, back down to your forehead. Again, feeling all that tension and stress is leaving your body. So sink deeper and deeper. Right now, you're relaxed all the way from the top of your head back down to the bottom of your feet. But again, I'm going to help you relax even more so you can feel even better than you do at this moment in time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around, I'm going to touch you with the hand or the shoulder or both. As I do that, I'm going to say the phrase sleep. When I say that phrase asleep. Your eyes will shut tighter. Your head will fall to the side. Your body will go as loose and limp as a ragdoll. And you'll go 10 times.
Okay, that's a key word, sleep. Now the reason he's saying sleep is because Hypnos is the false god of sleep. And he's borrowing and using the powers of Hypnos, who is the god of sleep. Now he's tying into that major demon or power and principality, whatever terminology you want to give to the entity, and he's using that entity's power and, in a sense, throwing it on all these students. Now this is not fake. Look at this. Look at these students. This is not fake. The only one I think may not be under the hypnotic power is this gentleman right here. He hasn't really budged at all. But this young lady, all of them, it appears, are down under the power, except I'm questioning this one right here. He's resisting. Okay? Hypnosis requires cooperation. And like I say, the minute you sit down on your couch or in your living room chair, whatever, and say, I want to watch some TV, you just cooperated. You're just like these students here. Okay? This is all of us. I'm not an exception. Yes, it does happen to me too, and it happens to anyone.
Deeper into a state of hypnosis than you are in right now. If you agree with that, lightly nod your head yes. Perfect. Deeper, deeper. Get up around, touch my hand and shoulder. Both as you do, I'll say it for sleep. When I say that for sleep, your eyes will shut tight, your head falls side, your body goes loose, goes right on. Your fall 10 times deeper. Listen to the persistent right now. Only when I touch you until then, enjoy the music.
Okay, now he's using touch. With his touch, he's like a conduit. Okay, say like a conduit of a lot of electrical power. And now again, these are demonic powers. They're invisible to the eye. But did you notice as he touched them, they drooped all the way down? So his body now becomes the extra touch. It's going to really put them in a state of almost, they're in dream world and they think they're dreaming, and it don't matter if you're dreaming, they'll just do whatever. Okay, I'm going to stop it right here, and I'll have a part 2. I'll have a lot of videos forthcoming on this, but I need to stop this video right here, and I'd like to thank you for watching, and go ahead and proceed to part 2 if you're interested in more follow-up on this. We'll eventually get to the mass media and talk about the mass media as hypnosis, but I'm starting with an actual demonstration of a hypnotist who really is a sorcerer. And the demonic powers are now fully at work among all these high school students who are just about ready to graduate. So thank you for watching, and this ends this video.